Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and I do spiritual coachings in a form of a reading. So I've decided to start saying that because I think that is really what I do here. I don't really predict anything for you because these are general readings. They wouldn't, right? So I take the energy of Pisces, of Pisces for the week, and I just kind of I don't know, we work on it, right? We pull cards to see what the blocks might be, what the general energies might be in the air, according to environment, mood. This can resonate, or maybe not so much. But whatever it is, I think it carries and impacts on wisdom and anything, and certain tools that you could use. So if you see me talking about this more in this vein, it's because that's where I'm directing myself now. It's still for Pisces, and that won't change. Not on this channel. This is your channel, Pisces. It belongs to you and belongs to me because I'm Pisces too. But yeah, definitely more of a coaching rather than a reading. I'm just using tarot cards and doing a reading for you, okay? So I want that to be upfront from now on, and that's how I'm going to call them, I think. Yeah. I'm thinking of the title. I don't think I need to change it because it's still tarot cards. All right, so beautiful Pisces. I brought my book in because when I did the monthlies for this, I write the cards that come out for the weeks or whatever, and I had like the Five of Wands, uncovering treasure, and beneath the surface lies great bounty. Now, the reason I took this book out to notice that is because the three cards that came out, the first one is the Empress, and exactly what it says, beneath the surface lies great bounty. So this is just a way that beautiful spirit helps me get the messages across to you, okay? They become, they validate them constantly, okay? They make sure that the messages match, and that's my greatest gift from them to you. Yeah, I don't have to stretch or try to make things match. They just kind of do it for me. And I find that that's important. You'll find that if your spiritual life is really starting to click into place, if you are, somebody who practices this, you will see like the stuff that kind of like matches up, that kind of fits into one another. You're not going to have to really look for it. It's going to kind of present itself over and over again in the same ways. Okay? So I love that. I love this. Okay? So these are the three cards. And yeah, it's, I see the Empress here, I see the Knight of Wands, and the Temperance. So right away I feel like you're stepping up to whatever creativity that you're building, and you're balancing out in your life. You're finding a way. And always with the Angel, with the Temperance card, I feel that you're also tapping into stuff. Like, in other words, tapping into your divine helpers to get this right. For you, right? For yourself. So the cards that we got this week that we're going to be looking at today for this reading, because we have more. We have all of the Celtic Cross here that I've put aside. Will be the Death card and the Spirit of Place. I love these. I love these. And not only that, they're both fours. Death is number 13, and this is 4. So 1, 3, 4, 4. Spirit of Place. Every time I see this, I feel like you are at the right place at the right time. This is exactly where you are meant to be. This is the moment you have been working on or working for. The Death card isn't to be feared. It's just letting you know that change is here. You're going to be letting go or transforming altogether. And it means the same thing. Because if you're transforming the old into the new, you're still letting it go and making it into something new. Or letting go altogether of something to kind of go into the new, right? There's a major transformation, a transitioning into a new phase that's happening. Okay? I love the major arcana because you see at various places with the Wheel of Fortune, with the Fool, with the Death card, with the World card, there's always chances to keep trying to, it's not maybe reinvent yourself, but just to try to get into it again. In other words, there's multiple chances along the way of every kind of little path you create, whether it's your life journey or just, you know, what you're currently focusing on right now, to reinvent, to look, to assess. So I love the fact that we are in a year of 7, where it's all about, for me, the 7 of Pentacles, the assessment, the looking around, the, you know, the mixing it up and going, I can make this happen. This year has been, you have been able to use this year to be very fruitful, to bring in the harvest. Look at my beautiful gourds. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty, isn't it? I have a little bit of cafe cocoa, you guys. For those of you who've been with me for a very long time, you know that I drink this every day. It's actually protein chocolate in there, so. All right, so what do I want to do here? I feel like I brought in an inordinate amount of decks. I remember this because I usually take the weekend off. I remember on Friday bringing all these decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, okay. So I have many to choose from. And I remember taking a lot of tarot decks. Yeah, so this should be fun. This should be fun. Okay, I'm going to take from this one. I believe this is the Sign of the Times. This is one of my newer decks. Let's do this, Pisces. Let's look at this and see what we can get out of it. Very exciting to get the death card, very first card, as in you, what you're doing, how you're getting there. It makes me very happy. Oh, and for those of you that I did tell I was going to a fair this weekend, it was absolutely wonderful. We were walking around this beautiful, it was a beautiful sunny day, not too hot, just good. And there was wood fire places, well, because, you know, in olden days when you walked around, it was just, you know, wood fires going around. Outside, you could smell the smoke, and they were cooking on these beautiful fires. People were dressed period appropriate. We were just, it was wonderful. It was just absolutely wonderful. Yeah, much better. So, if I were to say my wish was granted, it was. More synchronicities. And that's what I'm talking about. When you are doing spiritual work, you start seeing the synchronicities. Things starts to sync in place. They match up. They're showing me the pairing of your phone when you're trying to pair it to something. There's no fight about it. There's like, no, we can't find it. No, we can't find it. It's like, ding, we paired. Sometimes if your Bluetooth setting's on, it just paired by itself. You're going, what? How the heck did that happen? It's that quick. It just happens. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to work at it. It just comes in. And you know you're on the right path when that happens. Because it's easy. It feels like you're not climbing hills. You're just simply walking. Sometimes it actually feels like floating on air. So that's even better. All right. So peace and harmony. I like this. Yeah. So it's so funny to see the death card between beside the peace and harmony card, because it it almost feels like it's going, yeah, that doesn't match, but it does really. It does really, because think about it this way. Everything that you've been working on, you're working towards this. This is what you're going for. You're going for that beautiful, peaceful feeling, right? That connection to yourself. And the more you connect to yourself, the more this syncing that I was talking about will happen, okay? That creativity, you're going to rise up to the challenge instead of being in awe of it, and not in a good awe, and like, oh, you know? You're going to be in awe of like, yes, I can do it. I can do this. It's like, bring it. You know, it's like somebody telling you that, I don't know, you have to eat your favorite food, but a lot of it you're going, yeah, it'll be a challenge, but bring it, okay? It's your favorite food, right? So it's not a burden, it's more of a happy challenge. Okay? And that's what I feel this is, this transition, finally. And death is usually uncomfortable, but I'm finding that what you're trying to do here is bring in that peace, that balance. And that's what you're going to be doing this week, okay? With that energy, you're going to bring in that peace and balance. You're going to try and juggle it to go, yeah, it's a little uncomfortable, but here I can make it comfortable, because this is what I really want. This is what I really want. I want to take a chunk of this time, and that's what I really want to do with it. Okay, why do I make myself feel bad about it? I don't. Okay? It's, your life should be a series of treats. Okay? I know it sounds weird, but it's, instead of like having to eat, on your plate you have your meal and then you have like the dessert. It's supposed to be, the whole thing's supposed to be enjoyable for you. Okay? There's not one that's a chore and the other one that's enjoyable. And I'm not saying in all, it's not lollipops and chocolate all the time. I'm just saying that the food that you eat, you should enjoy. Okay? You should go, that's good for this reason, and that's good for that reason. You can eat healthy food, but you can pick the healthy food you love. So let's do that, right? Let's face it, there's too many times in life where we have to actually do things that we don't want to. And, things that we have to. It's not that we don't want to, but, you have to. Why build more that doesn't need to be there? That's all they're trying to say, right? It's like, I think we've let our mind create conflicts that don't really need to be there. We can make them better. There's enough in life that can be bad, so we don't need to make it worse. That's pretty much all that they're putting here. So now it's taking all those transitions and making them pleasant. It's, yeah, slow and steady. Lovely. And another 3, another 12. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, okay? 12, 12, 3, 3. We have 4, 4. It's the steps you're taking. And this is also 3, the Empress, okay? Harmony. We'll put them all with the Empress because she's a 3, okay? And Temperance is 5. So we have 3, 4, 5 actually here. See? 3 is the creativity, building the harmony, taking slow and steady steps and doing it and making it happen. All right, that's what you're doing this week. I'm taking this creation and I'm going to work on it slowly, but I'm gonna, I know I keep saying, but I'm gonna take all the joy out of it and like instill it in me. Okay, for everything that I create, everything that I work on, relationships. Okay, even when they're hard, even when you have conversation with somebody that you love and adore that is hard, you are still loving them because you're giving them your time. You're saying, I'm willing to sit here and talk about it. Okay, because I care. And remind people that you care. People who don't care don't want to work anything out with you. They want to walk away. People who sit there and fight with you, it's because they want something to work. They care enough, okay, to argue, to bring their point across, to, love you enough that please, be on my side, understand me. So give time to people who do that, and appreciate people who let you do it to them, okay? Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't be there. They didn't care, they wouldn't be there. Okay, so this is a little bit like for coaching for relationships, coaching for changing your life within you, changing your life outside of you. Okay, let's take this one. This one is Dancing in the Dark. I love this tarot deck. I haven't used it in forever. This is the first week of October. And now you have the Emperor, the Empress. Yeah. See, I feel again, it's that balancing of the masculine and the feminine energy. And I am feeling finding your not your opposite, because that's not right, but finding your balance within inside of relationships, seeing how the dynamics work together. And that's all relationships: relationship between other people, relationship between your spirit and your physical, relationship between you and the outside world. This is this balance that you're trying to bring in. Okay, so remember, even if you're slow and steady, because they keep saying that some of us will feel like, it doesn't feel like I've accomplished at all. Like I feel like I'm at the same spot. Okay, even if you do just one tiny step forward, you're still moving forward. Okay, don't let your mind take over and tell you that you're not doing anything. As long as you are doing something every day to move yourself forward, you're doing something. No worries. You don't have to beat yourself up, okay? The only time that's hard is if you're keeping yourself stuck. If you're keeping yourself like in that Four of Cups, that, you know, that stagnancy, that I can't make up my mind and I'm not doing anything else, then that's that part of that can get where, you know, you're really not moving ahead. You're really not doing anything. You're stuck in the place that you are. So remind yourself that you are trying to balance things out. You're meeting up with the challenge. I love this Knight of Wands in this deck. It's just beautiful. It's, you know, beating your own drum, doing it, dancing, creating the dance, you know, embracing the fire, you know, letting it light you up. I love it. Okay. Make sure that you just keep that fire going, Pisces. All right, so let's see here. Surrender to joy. Yeah. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like I was talking about, bring it, right? Bring it. I'm in joy about all things in life. This is exactly what I was talking about, okay? I know it's not going to sound weird, but I like to say that. I always say that. This sounds weird, but it's not weird. It's just synchronistic. It's syncing, okay? But joy for me is very fire energy. Always has been. It's that whooping, you know, that joy, that jump for joy. Those children who go like, woo, and they're happy. To me, that's like fire energy. They're little sparks going off everywhere. So every time I see that surrender, I feel a spark of joy, spark of fire. And this is what I feel you're doing right now, okay? Everything that comes in your life, whether it's, and it's, even if it's hard, you're embracing it in joy, you know? Those discussions with people or these hard times, you're embracing it or going, what can I learn from it? What is it teaching me? Is it teaching me I don't want to be here? Then fantastic. Now it's check mark. I know I don't want that. I don't want that for this time period, you know, because things change. They're fluid. Tomorrow you may want different things, but today that's not for you. That's good. What is for me? What do I want? You see that spark of joy? It's not that thing of defeat of, oh, I hate this and I don't like this. This is you creating what you want, because you keep throwing out the ingredients you don't want. You keep throwing in new ingredients to see if those match up, and you're finding new combination, and it feels really good. This is the Little Prince deck. I usually don't get decks that are like, I think I have a Supernatural deck from the TV show. But I usually don't get like books or TV show based decks. They're just not my thing. But this happens to be my favorite book in the world, The Little Prince. And that book touches my heart. I can usually read it in about half an hour because I read a lot. But I usually take some time and really let it sink in. To me, it's a magic book. It's a book that explains it all. If you really let yourself hear it. So, when this deck came out, I could not resist. Here we go. All right. What is this? What came out? What is the Little Prince? He's loving his rose. Look at this. Yeah, he's loving his rose. The Lovers, okay? It stems to this Harmony card. We're back here. We're back here. Yeah. Okay. Peace. Harmony. The Lovers card for me, I know people who have said, I hear a lot of readers, they always say it's the card of choices. I always found that weird because I thought Lovers is like a commitment, but you do make a commitment to harmony and love. You make that choice when you decide that you're committed to somebody. That's a big choice. It's a big one, okay? You choose to cooperate with energies. You choose to, you choose love rather than anything else. And I think this is the important part. You have chosen to do the best with everything that you've got. And that's exactly what you need to be doing right now. You need to be choosing the best for you. Things that will keep you smiling. Things that will keep you on the positive. Things that will keep you creating what you need. Because those lower energies, they don't help you create very much. They just kind of, they stop you in your tracks. They make you doubt yourself. They make you stagnant. They make you stop. And this isn't the case here. This isn't what we want, okay? We want that yin and yang. We want the emperor and the empress, you know? The masculine, the receptive, and the action of the masculine taking off, the feminine receptive, the masculine action, coming together to create something wonderful. It's like I receive the information and then I take it and do something with it. Okay? Yeah. All right, so let's take from this deck. This is a Transit Tarot, and this one, for those of you who it's magical. Okay? Because if you know the basic meanings, the images themselves are they're so simple, but they're, I don't know, they're exquisite. I love them. Look at that, 9 of Swords. Alright. Oh, and the 6 of Swords. Right. Okay. 9 of Swords is a card all about worrying about, you know, the bad things that are going to happen. How are these going to end up on my head? You see them coming down from above, right? You're going, ooh, ooh, look at this little tiny butterfly transformation of death coming in here. Isn't that great? Yeah, okay. But those 9 swords, what are they going to turn into? Look where they landed. Look where they landed. They landed on that bridge, or guiding the way to the change and transformation. And that butterfly is now amazing. See what I mean about these cards? Look how that turned into that. Look how that turned into that. It's just, they speak. These cards, they speak their own language. Okay? It's gorgeous. This is like transformation into transition. It's saying the death card in you know, just differently. It's like death is feared, like as a thought. It's just going to be a bad thing, right? The ending of things. It's going to be bad. It's going to be like, oh, it's going to be the death of me. But actually, it's a transition into something new, into something better. This is what you're focusing on. And you have been, Pisces. I mean, through the readings in the last month or so, they've changed in the voice, in the way that they've come through. And thank God, because some weeks were really hard. My body was like physically going through some oof with you. But the energies here, they feel lighter. They feel like, you know, when you finally make a decision, when you're finally sure of something, when you go, I'm doing this, and that's it. The decision's been made. This is what this feels like. You've decided to take the path that's going to help you grow, that's going to help you move where you need to and do what you need to. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, so I'm going to take your Work Your Light. This is what it's called, Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell, I do believe. Okay. Protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. So yeah, this is definitely a message letting you know that, yeah, you cut the cords. That's exactly it. These cords right here. See that? They're not there anymore. Actually, they've been stretched out into a bridge. Yeah, you've cut the cords. Boonk. See? No more. I'm not going to deal with this crap anymore in my head that's going round and round, driving me crazy, making me nuts. Yeah, they even put their arms in front of themselves like, no, 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 it's time to... You're protecting yourself by denying those imaginary thoughts of coming in. And of course, as I say this, I mean not things that have happened to you right now, okay? There's people here who have had things, you know, nasty things happen, and we all have been in this situation. I've talked about it before. If you're new here, there's many, many bad things that have happened. I'm not going through that here again because I don't want to keep repeating it. But there's been a few things. The death of an alcoholic mother at 7, the death of a child, mine, and I understand that bad things happen, that there's not much you can do about it sometimes. It just comes into your life, okay? And these are some of the things that happen, that form and shape us, that cause this 9 of Swords to come into play many times, to make us fear the worst. But living in that energy, no, okay? In the dark is where you find the light, okay? You got to remember that of all things in life. And when you remember that we're souls, living in a body for a time, sometimes short, sometimes longer, sometimes not as long, but we're all just beautiful light source beings, okay, having a journey here. You realize that everybody who goes, they're not really gone, they're just transitioned, okay? So, you have to protect your energy while you're here. You can't let the things that you have experienced forever bring you down in the depths of despair. You have to find the light. You have to carry on. Just think to yourself, with anybody who loves you, wants you to waste your time sitting in the dark, not doing anything with your life, not moving on, not learning, not experiencing things. Of course not. They want you to call back your power, okay? And do the transitions that you need to harmonize with your life, okay? Somebody needed to hear that today. Maybe I needed to hear that too, because sometimes we forget. As I get older and more people start transitioning, it's becoming more important to me to enjoy life while I have it, because it'll be my turn one day too. And the more I live, I find the more I'm okay with that. If you're younger and you're not, that's okay too. That you're exactly where you're supposed to be. When I was younger, I wasn't okay with any of it. So no worries about that. But try not to worry about it, is the thing they're trying to say. Don't worry about it. those things you can't control. Okay? Get through the things you must. Learn the lessons. And live a wonderful life. As wonderful as you can make it. This is my shadow deck. It's called the Healing Light Tarot. I absolutely adore this deck. Because it always makes me feel the light in the darkness. The Illusion card comes out. The Moon. My double-edged light. My double-edged card. The Moon card often makes me feel like it's a balancing act. Again, it's a balancing act. I always say, it's an illusion. The moon doesn't shine her own light. She shines the light of the sun, but she is still shining light. Okay? And when you realize that she's still a flashlight in the nighttime sky, even though it's not her own light, she is actually reflecting it. You realize that you've gone deeper into your intuition to come up with that. Not everything's just this and this. It's many shades of a lot of things. And when you can see those things, you go deeper. You find your choices. You find new choices. You find choices in the things you don't want. You switch them, you transition them, you mold them into what you need them to be. Okay? The Fool, right? And then you bring color back to yourself. One of the few cards that has a lot of color, that's not monochromatic like this. I say that, but you have yellow, but that's for fire. But this one has a lot. It's got your, it's got the red for the base chakra. It's got the yellow for the power chakra, your solar plexus. This propels you, and you see the action in this card. Okay? This Fool is like going, let's do it. And I feel that is what you're here, right here. Your creation, you're into let's do it. Instead of reacting from fear, you're going, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, these are spirit message cards that I'm pulling next. This deck also has messages from people who have, you know, gone. So, please don't be surprised during the week if those do come out. You know, I knew it. I knew it. I just felt it. A father's love. A father's love for a son or daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, and that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason. Whether your father is still here or has passed, a father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will ever experience. And you know what? I know some of you have difficult fathers, and some of them probably are still alive. Whether they're alive or dead, this bond is still strong. It forms everything that we are. The Emperor here is the father card. So I'm feeling that energy, okay? Except for very few of us who had like the worst father in the world. You can probably still pull on one or two memories that were very good. And you'll find yourself as you get older looking for those rather than the bad ones. Trust me, you do. Especially if they've passed away. And you realize that they had a journey and a road to follow on their own. I'm not going to talk my own father. He's already part of my spirit team. But definitely, these are the things. Even in the things that they do that are wrong, can shape the way that you do things with your own children. They're great teachers of all kinds. They are fantastic teachers. Okay? They give you the most to ponder, whether good or bad. Okay? To figure out. They're the first people that we are spending our lives with. They shape us in ways that really define the beginning of our journey. And sometimes even this part of our journey. Even at 50, almost 53, I know that my father has had a great impact on where I've gone and how I've done it, how I'm getting there. Okay? This card is really shining. It's really shining a lot. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there. This is a message from Dad. Some of you may just be getting a beautiful, warm feeling from a father who's passed, who maybe you've been talking to the sky, and been asking for a sign. Here's your sign. Letting you know that they're there. They're rooting you on. They're loving seeing you live your life this way. I've recently felt that emotion from my own father, that I was doing something and I could feel how proud he was that I had overcome the hurdles both he and life had presented me, because as a soul, he just wants to see me learn and bloom, right? All right, so let's pick. These are Raise Your Vibes. Oh, I love these too. I love these cards. Take the weight of your shoulder. Take the weight of the world off your shoulders. Here you go, Pisces. Okay? It's that Nine of Swords creeping in. That nighttime. See? They both even match. And that's what you have been doing in the last weeks. You have been taking the weight of the world right off your shoulders. Okay? You've been cutting those cords. Tick, tick, cut the cords. Right here. Call back your power. Cut the cords. You're retrieving the soul. And when I read retrieving the soul, I feel like it's saying you have been retrieving what you've forgotten you are. Okay? I feel a lightness of being. Like right now, my guides are making me feel like from the chest up, like everything just kind of lifted. Like something's been lifted. And truly, I wish it for you. This kind of energy lift is what you need. It's exactly what you need for you to start enjoying your life in its entirety. Okay? Its entirety. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's weird to say, but I'm done with this for today. Absolutely. I'm a little early in the readings. Usually I go a little longer, but I am done with this for today. This is you. And let me know in the comments, how is this left you pondering? What energy have you attached to this reading? I'm very curious, because for me it's been a little bit everywhere. It's been uplifting, but it's been a little bit everywhere. So I just want to hear from you. What did you get out of it? What spoke to you? Is there somewhere here that really was a ha-ha moment? That's what I would love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you love, light, and blessings. I will be here tomorrow to look at your block. We're going to talk about it more. And again, thank you for being part of my community. Love, light, and blessings, beautiful Pisces. See you later.